Myoho Renge Kyo.
August 20th says a person filled with gratitude is also filled with joy, and a joyous spirit is the driving force for new endeavors, development, victory, and happiness.
Okay, and what'd you pick up out of that one?
So I think gratitude and joy kind of plays hand in hand with having a full life, being happy and having that gratitude is what keeps us going to have a good life. It keeps us out of that negativity space, kind of helps keep our tracks, or sorry, our goals on track. And in some instances, it does help us reach those goals. And as humans, we have that urge to feel fulfilled, and having a fulfilled
Mhm.
life.
Definitely.
So, you know, if we're being joyous and being full of gratitude, we're going to not only make an impact on our lives, but also the impact of the world around us.
And you feel like it having that joyful attitude, I think I heard you say that it sort of like moves things along.
Yeah, because like if you're not being joyful about the things you do, you kind of just get stuck in like a negativity feedback loop where you're just kind of going around in a circle. Your wheels are just spinning, but not going anywhere.
Mhm. Can you give me an example of how that's played out in your life?
Um, the way I see it is that when I get like super down and super negative about my life, and I just am just not doing the things that bring me joy, I just kind of feel like my life is not progressing. And I just kind of feel like I'm just stuck in that loop. Like I said, like that negativity loop of just, oh, because I'm not doing, I enjoy baking. It brings me a lot of joy. So when I don't bake, I just kind of seem like I'm just down in the dumps and I'm just not progressing my life. I'm not progressing my skills as a baker. Um, so that's kind of the way I see it.
Isn't that interesting that you find you get so much joy out of baking? But
I love it.
it doesn't really matter, what people find joy in. It's the fact that, for you, that's something that brings out your joy. And that joy
Mhm.
is very powerful, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah. I have noticed that, like this whole thing of like these affirmations and just trying to keep myself in a really high life condition all the time. Like, so with our practice, like my Buddhist practice, so in the morning we chant this phrase, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, right? And it
Hmm.
means devotion to the mystic law of cause and effect. But ever since I first started chanting it, I don't really know why exactly, but as I chant it, like my mind sort of calms down, and and if I was in a bad mood, eventually, like sometimes it may take 15 minutes, a half an hour, even an hour of chanting, but all of a sudden my mood just lifts. And
Mm.
so I found it very helpful throughout the years to be able to sort of become sort of joyful on command, like I can bring it out with my own practice, with from my own volition. And now lately, I've tried to take that same thing like throughout the day. That's why I was telling you about these affirmations, these thank you affirmations. And I do other ones now too. I'm doing like, I quit drinking recently. So another one is I'm sober, successful, and very happy. So I'm just saying that all the time, like on my way to work. But it's really interesting because as you like repeat these affirmations, there's less and less room in your mind for negativity to sort of take hold and grow. And
Mm.
then, when I get home at night, then we do our evening, what we call evening gongyo, and we chant and we recite part of the Lotus Sutra, and that's our evening gongyo. So it's this constant rhythm of refreshing our positivity, bringing out the best in ourselves. And I feel like with our practice, like do you think we all have like a higher self?
I agree. So, yeah,
Yeah,
there's always a better version of ourselves.
yeah. So my thinking on it now, and I've been doing this a long time, and my thinking has sort of changed over the years as I've, done it. I've been doing this for about 35, 36 years now. And but now I kind of think of we connect with our Buddha nature, right? That's the Buddhism way of saying it. But the way I see it is our higher self, our Buddha nature, is the thing that's connected to like the whole, like the quantum field, like this thing that's just pure love. And then we are like physical expressions of that, but we're down here on this earth, and we're having this earthly experience where there's all this contrast, and we're here for a reason. We're here to grow and develop ourselves and, contribute to the whole and that sort of thing. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just kind of
No, I mean, I agree. We're meant to be here for a reason.
but it's very interesting to sort of be able to like consciously. And I really do believe that we create our reality with our vibration, not only our thoughts, but how we feel. And the happier we feel, it just seems to bring more and more things that make us happier and happier. So don't stop baking. Get up in the morning and bake.
I bake almost every day, and if it's not every day, it's every other day.
Okay. What's your specialty?
I'm really good at cookies. Right now I'm on a cake kick right now.
Oh,
Um, so I've made about 5 or 6 cakes in just the last 2 weeks.
I see. And then what is your goal? Are you going to be a professional baker or
No, it's just it makes me happy.
to bake? Okay.
Yeah, and it's when I feel like my life is out of control or I'm super stressed, it kind of centers me.
Mhm.
And it's something I can control. And so it just kind of, reminds me that sometimes like the heat in the oven is something I can't control. I mean, I can control it to a point, but
Hmm.
ovens have a mind of their own. And, with the temperatures and the weather, altitude, everything kind of applies to the baking. And that's all out of my control. And I can still get the outcome I want, even though I can't fully control it.
Interesting. So you feel like it's a little bit of a challenge for you to like take this on and have success with it. And
A little bit, yeah. I see, some, especially when I try something new, I get a kick out of trying to figure out the science behind it.
yeah, interesting. So like remember I said we do our evening gongyo. So gongyo means assiduous practice, like a daily practice or something that's a continuous practice. So mine is my chanting and reciting the Lotus Sutra. Yours is your baking, you know.
Very much so.
That's your gongyo. Your baking is your gongyo. So,
Hmm.
well, this is good stuff.
Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo.